Hello students, welcome to the new section of our English class, and today we are going to do the 14th chapter of Basic English Grammar book. And as you can see the topic, it is punctuation. I think this is not a new topic for you. You all must be acquainted with this work. So let's have some elaborate discussion about this topic. So, what's the definition of punctuation? Punctuation is the system of using marks in writing, marks that divide sentences and phrases. We use punctuation marks to separate one sentence from another or from one part of a sentence to another part. And if in case there is omission or incorrect use of punctuation marks, then it may altogether result in the change of the meaning of the sentence. So let's see an example. Ranjan said, the mother, "You have forgotten to do your homework." Here we can see that the name of a boy is enclosed in double inverted commas. And the meaning of the sentence here is that the mother of Ranjan said to Ranjan that he has forgotten to do his homework. Now, if there is a change of punctuation marks, then what will be the meaning of the sentence? Ranjan said, "Mother, you have forgotten to do your homework." Here we can see that the place of inverted commas has been changed and mother till homework is enclosed in double inverted commas. So now the meaning has also changed. Now what is the meaning here? Here Ranjan said to his mother that she has forgotten to do her homework. So, with the change of punctuation marks, the meaning of the sentence also changes. So, we must be very careful in using the punctuation marks. So, let's discuss some important punctuation marks. So, the first one is full stop, and it is also known as period. It indicates the longest pause in a sentence, and it is used to mark the end of assertive and imperative sentences. Positive and negative sentences are known as assertive sentences. For example, oceans are full of water. And imperative sentences, the sentences which shows advice, command or request are known as imperative sentences. For example, do a kind deed every day. And full stop is also used after abbreviations and initials. As you can see, there is an initial, Mr. K.C. Sharma. So K.C. is initial. And you can see it is placed between abbreviations, that is MA. The full form of this abbreviation is Master of Arts. Now, the next punctuation mark is comma. You can see the symbol of comma. It indicates the shortest pause between words. So, the use of comma is to separate a series of words. So, if there are many words of same series, then they can be separated with the help of comma. For example, we bought apples, oranges, bananas, grapes. So, because these words are similar, so we have put commas in between all these words. Yes, now the next use is to mark off the name of the person address. So if there is the name of a person and it is addressed in that sentence, then we will put a comma after that name. For example, Mayank, come here. Yes, the next use is to mark off nouns, pronouns and phrases. So if we want to apart nouns, pronouns and phrases in a sentence, then we will use comma. For example, Mr. Mathur, the principal of the school, addressed the students. The next punctuation mark or the next use of comma is to separate the date of the month from the date of the year. For example, January 26. Now to separate this date from year, because they are both in numbers, so we will put a comma in between them. And the next use is to mark off a direct quotation from the rest of the sentence. So when we use direct and indirect speech, so when we mark off the reported word from the reported speech or the quoted words, we will put a comma after the reporting word. Yes, now the next punctuation mark is semicolon, and as you can see the symbol, it is a full stop on top and then at the bottom there is a comma. So this is the sign of semicolon, and it marks a greater pause than that indicated by a comma. So the main use of a semicolon is to separate coordinate clauses if they are joined by such conjunctions like for, or, either, neither, therefore, else, otherwise, as. For example, I have no education, therefore I cannot get a job. Now, the next punctuation is colon. As we can see the symbol, there are two dots. The colon shows a shorter pause than a full stop, but a longer pause than a semicolon. And its use is to introduce a quotation or a speech. So, in direct speeches, either we can use a comma to introduce a quotation, or we can also use the colon to introduce a quotation or a speech. And it is also used before examples, enumerations, and explanations. For example, some of the important towns of India are. Now we are going to give the examples of important towns. So to show examples, we will put a colon. Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, etc. Yes, now let's move on to the next punctuation, and it is mark of interrogation. Yes, and it is also known as question mark, and as suggested by the name, it is put after direct questions. Okay. Next punctuation is mark of exclamation, or it is also known as exclamatory mark. And this punctuation is used after exclamatory words or exclamatory sentences. For example, bravo, hooray, long live the king, etc. Let's move on to the next punctuation, and it is inverted commas, and they are also known as quotation marks. They are double inverted commas, and sometimes single inverted commas are also there. Now, what is the difference between double inverted commas and single inverted commas? Double inverted commas are used to show the quoted words of a person or to show a quotation. For example, hard work is the key to success. So this is a quotation. So it is put or it is enclosed within double inverted commas. And single inverted commas are used when we are talking about a particular word in a sentence. Next is dash. Dash is used to resume a scattered subject. For example, friends, companions, relative, all deserted him. And the next use is, it is also used to separate a part of sentence when a sudden change or abrupt change of thought comes in. For example, somebody is saying that if my friends were alive, but there is a abrupt change in his sentence and he says, but why I lament the past? So, to show the sudden change, a dash is put in between the two sentences, and the difference between a dash and a hyphen is when we use a dash, then space is left. Space is there on both sides. But when we are using hyphen, then there is no space at all. The third use of dash is to show range. That is, if we are showing years, that is from 1998 to 2002, so to show range, or we can also use like 25th to 27th August. So to show range, we put a dash in between the two ranges. Rest we will do in our next session. Till then, thank you.